Presidential aspirant Dele Momodu has spoken concerning election and party policies in Nigeria. During a recent interview with Today, the media mogul claimed that the outcome of elections usually depends on the owners of the country. As Nigeria's next general election draws nearer, politicians across the country have continued to express their thoughts about possible outcomes of the outcome or the upcoming election. Addressing the upcoming election, Chief Dele Momodu said, I told Chief Falaye that I wanted him to pick Ruwane Lukman as his running mate. However, Ridwan told me that the owners of Nigeria had already decided the winner of the election. The lesson is that it is not about voting, and the lesson remains the same till today. You will know who will win the election after the two prominent political parties present their candidates. Any candidate apart from those two is a time waster. The owners of Nigeria usually determine the winner. I understand the game. I do, and I really understand the game. Well, this is to buttress what people have been saying. Even you don't even need to be told, or someone does not need to be at that level to come and tell you what is happening, what has been happening. At least those who are really conversant with the politics in this country, right from time immemorial, people always say, oh, our votes do not count, our votes do not count. Some people say, oh, don't say that. You sit down at home, you don't come out, you now tell us that your votes do not count, you not go out there. When other people have made the decision, you start complaining. The person you did not vote in or you did not vote for, and you start complaining that the person didn't do XYZ. Because some people, maybe in some places, in some isolated cases, you could see that, oh yes, our vote really counted. And you cannot use that to generalize. Everybody has his or her own experience when it comes to election and politics. Yes. So for the fact that maybe in your own corner, everything went smoothly. People came out in their large number. There was no violence, no ballots, snatching or whatever. In other places, they were experiencing the same thing, but you can't just use that to rub it off or rub it on others. And most especially when the thing is, that kind of a situation is really rampant. It happens there, it happens there, it happens there, it happens there. Of course, the tendency for people to say, yes, it is, this is what it is. And especially, I think in some of the elections that took place some 2-3 years back, they said in the polling units, let the result be counted so that everybody will see the result before you will take it to the collation center, because at the collation center, that is when they always change the whole thing. And I think in some places it happened. They were able to count the votes in that particular polling unit, so that even when they are reading at the center or the polling center, the headquarter or wherever, everybody will now know that, oh, it is tallying with what we counted or what was counted in my own local polling unit. It's the same. So, but in some places it never happened. It never happened. So for the fact that it happened in some areas, you can't just say, oh, the election is free and fair. Election is this and this and this and that. So we know what the game is all about and how it's being played. So almost those who are conversant, who have been involved in who have been voting actively, they will tell you what has been happening. And people see, thank God for social media these days. Everybody is always going with his or her camera. Any little thing, you bring it out, you see what is happening. And, you take pictures of what, and on people's accounts most of the time, even before the advent of social media. So we know that that is how it has always been. And they will do all manner of manipulations here and there. In some places, it could count. So when people have, you can imagine somebody who has experienced violence in in most of these polling units, anytime there's election, you do expect that person to go again? No, the person will not go again. But some people will not be, because we don't even have system in place. And those who have made up their mind that they don't want to even vote again, you'll be blaming them because they know what they are talking about. Or even if you have never experienced it, you have even seen people who have been badly injured, who have been badly affected, and you expect yourself to go there, especially when you know that that area is really volatile. You don't want to go and risk yourself or risk your life. We have seen a case of where many people have really lost their lives just because they went out to go and vote. So what Dele Momodu is telling us is not new at all. It is not new at all. Well, who determined the election of Buhari? The owners of Nigeria who didn't want Goodluck Jonathan to continue. If you doubt what he just said, then you are living in denial. Very true, sir. But how can we fight this owners of Nigeria, and take back our country? These said owners was what Jerry Rawlings fought in Ghana, and we all knew how he fought them. Hope God will give us a Jerry Rawlings in Nigeria. He makes a point here, and which everybody knows about the elections in Nigeria. Like I said, for those who are conversants, who have been actively involved in election, they know what he's talking about. You mean the born to rule illiterates? Well, yes, there are some people we might call the owners of Nigeria who determine who become the president, but then voting is still important. Of course, I know it's still important. It is still important. The voting is to tell the international community that we are voting in Nigeria, not because of anything. That is someone's argument. That's just for voting's sake, to fulfill all righteousness. And one thing is that even those who want to rig, if the turnout is very very high, because they always want a situation whereby the turnout, there's maybe there's a voting apathy. If they see that people turn out so much, it will be so difficult. But in most cases it's not like that. Just like I said, in some areas are so volatile in area, in a situation whereby, in a way that people will not want to even go out. But some places are always calm and all of that, and you cannot have that across board or uniformly. If that is true, why are you in the race for the office of the president? Dele, the same reason why Nigeria is still crawling since 1967. And it will continue until the military structures are dismantled. Else, 2023 election is a waste. You are absolutely correct. It's going to be a waste. So I will not vote again for anybody is wasting of time. You can say that again. I 100% concur with what Dele Momodu has said. Electoral exercises in Nigeria are total waste of time and resources. That is why UK must be divided. Until the kingdom is divided, we are still dependent. In that case, election useless is useless in Nigeria. Why should we vote then? Or who should we vote then? One day will be a paid back. With all due respect, Mr. Gates, you are absolutely wrong. Okay, it can't easily happen in America. That is the reason why Donald Trump want the greatest surprise of the power that be. Then why do we or we send billions to, or spend billions to engage in a worthless venture? If democracy and rule of law is worthless in this country, the conclusion is we are all a fraud.